This is another new Black World Order TV Productions. Chopper, chopper. Okay, family, Grand Rising. This is part 4 of the press conference of Minister Louis Farrakhan warning the Trump. And as we always do, this is a 4-part to each subject with 7 points, right? And the title of this one is called The Prolong. Since the Minister Louis Farrakhan called his interview, his press conference in Washington, D.C., a prolonged interview or a prolonged press conference, because it was not like an ordinary press conference. It was stretched out more than just a briefing, right? So, the prolonged, right? And we know we got to get our simple English gematria chart, and it is right there. Okay, so let's get it in. We have 7 points, right? And we're about to talk about the revealed hidden truth, right? A satanic ritual murder, right? And that this will change things, right? Minister Louis Farrakhan talked about in this press conference about the idea that, or the realization that Washington, right, wants him dead, right? And we are all aware of fake news. We are all aware of orchestrated fake assassinations, right, in order to move people. Like I say, this will change things. It will put certain people in emotional states that would either benefit the government and not benefit the people, but to fool them into thinking that there's some benefit out of it, right? Um, at this point in time, a race war would not necessarily benefit black people at this point in time because they're not prepared for it. And that they would ultimately cause one or cause certain people to react, right, if they were to actually carry out or be able to carry out an assassination or an assassination attempt on Minister Louis Farrakhan's life. Is there really a smoking gun here? Is there really anything to his suspicions, right? That somebody wants to kill him. We know that they will kill leaders, regardless of what color they is. But Louis Farrakhan and his followers ultimately believe at the end of the day that his life is endangered, and that ultimately one day he will be killed by the government. I don't know why they want to meditate on such a thing, but that's the way it is. So let's get it in. The Goyim, we the Goyim, that's our point 1 of this part 4, the prologue. We the Goyim. The word Goyim is a Hebraic word to describe what the question and the answer in the lessons of the Nation of Islam is, who is the 5%? Asking who is the 85%, excuse me. Asking who is the 85% is just like asking who is the Goyim, right? They're easily led in the wrong direction, hard to lead in the right. And they take everything that the establishment, the majority, the people in rulership, they take everything that they say on face value without doing any due diligence or research behind that which is said to him or to them. We the Goyim, right? Since the title of this part or part 4 is the prologue, in the prologue, if you take the letters for the prologue and add them up in the simple English gematria chart, the order, it comes up to 130. So if we take our first point, we the Goyim, right? And the Goyim is here to serve the masters, right? And the Jews, right, say that they rule the Goyim, right? We know that in this religious construct of Muslim, Christians, and Jews, um, the Christians believe in all of the Jewish prophets, but the Jews don't believe in Jesus Christ. Damn, the Goyim is at a disadvantage. The Muslims believe in all of the prophets of Israel, but the Jews don't believe in Muhammad. Damn, again, the Jews are at an advantage, putting the Goyim, the Gentiles, at a disadvantage, right? So if we take the letters we the Goyim, it adds up also to 130, right? And so we understand what the Goyim is. The Goyim, again, is the same as asking who is the 85% poison animal eaters, people who do not know their origin in this world, right? They do not have a knowledge of themselves, right? And they are committed, right, to believing in a mystery God crafted, created, and prepared for them by their Jewish masters. Such it is with Christianity and Islam, the children of Judaism, right? So our next point is the smoking gun, right? Is there really a smoking gun when it comes to Minister Louis Farrakhan's suspicions that he uh, will be assassinated? Well, there are at least 7 dates next year, right? 7 dates to which I will put it in Minister Louis Farrakhan's inbox, those dates from my Facebook page, right? Um, that the Nation of Islam wants to be careful with the minister and watch him because there is a strong indication that there is some truth to them wanting to kill him. Now, whether or not it would be fake news, whether or not it would be an orchestrated false flag attack, right? We don't know, but there is an indication that there is a smoking gun, that there is works, plans, and plots to actually carry this out, right? So if we take the words or the letters, smoking gun, it also adds up to 130, just like the Prolong and just like we the Golden, right? The Son of Man, our third point of our 7 points to this 4 point, the Prolong. The Son of Man, the Minister Louis Farrakhan also talked about the Son of Man. So they say, what makes rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes? The answer is all of the above is caused by the Son of Man. So the Son of Man, in this case, would be the caricature that they made up to trap us, right, within the constructs created by Jewish scriptural masters, right, by creating, right, Christianity or Judaism. I mean, Christianity and Islam, which is ultimately Judaism for Gentiles, right? So the Son of Man, right, if the Son of Man um, is a Jewish invention, a Jewish Messiah invented to go out and herd the cattle, right? Herd the goyim, right? Back to their Jewish masters, because again, Muslims and Christians all believe in Jewish prophets, right? But Jews don't believe in their prophets. They don't believe in Jesus or Muhammad. So the Jew is at the top of that food chain. He's 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 at the top. He's in the most important position in that religious construct, right? And ultimately, this is one of the reasons why I reject Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, right? So now, this smoking gun plot, this assassination plot, right? Um, this idea of the death of Farrakhan, right? Um, the orders are coming out of Washington, right? Where he had the press conference, just like the orders for black identity extremists also came from Washington, right? So if we take the words Washington and put them in a simple English Comanche chart, the ordinal, it also adds up to 130. Point five, right? We just did point one, point two, point three, and four, which is we the Goyim, the smoking gun, the son of man in Washington. Our point five is our point five is the Satanic Bible, to which this murder by numbers, this cultish behavior around numbers and around murders, all for power, fame, and prestige, right? And economic dominance over the planet, right? It is directly connected, linked, and rooted to the cultural perspective of the Bible, this Satanic Bible. And if we take the letters for Satanic Bible, it also adds up to 130, right? A lot of people don't want to admit that the source of chaos and confusion is vibrating from a focal point, a center point, which is the Bible, right? We were raised to believe that God would call us home by a number, right? You're not ready to go until your number is called, right? So again, this is part four, the prolonged, right? And we're on point five, the Satanic Bible. And Jesus actually told you, right? That son of man, Jesus, actually told you that his father would deceive you and that his father would deliver you into evil, right? And so he said, when you pray to my father, which is the devil, right? He said, ask my father not to lead you into temptation. It's right there in the Lord's Prayer. Hidden right in plain sight, right? So, point six is the realization. The realization of the fact that they would actually create a false flag attack, right? A deliberate false flag attack by attempting to assassinate Minister Louis Farrakhan to hurl this country into a race war, right? This is what they're getting at. And hopefully, it's not a false flag attack in the sense that it would involve the participants of everybody involved. And that would be an ultimate um, betrayal against us, right? So number six, realization. If we take the letters for realization, it also adds up to 130, right? And our final point, the seventh point. Notice the numbers are 130, but a 7 point, bringing us to that 137. And we mentioned before, right, if we take the letters for death of Farrakhan, it adds up to 137. Remember, I asked you, Minister Louis Farrakhan, what's that, Minister Louis Farrakhan? And what it ultimately reveals is our 7th point, that we are in the land of dragons, okay? That the dragon, right, wanted to devour the baby nation that was born, and they used their actors, their as-scripted actors, to lead us by way of this false Messiah, the Son of Man, this Jewish Messiah that's placed in Christianity, that's placed in Islam, right? And it is a Messiah for the Gentiles because they don't accept Muhammad. They don't accept Jesus Christ. So that ultimately should have told you that these were fake messiahs because they still waiting on their real Messiah, right? So the land of dragons is our final point. Reveal the hidden truth, the satanic ritual murder that they're um, um, plotting and trying to carry out to throw us into a race war, knowing that this will change things, right? So also, I wanted you to look at, because if you take the words 130 and spell it straight out, it adds up to 227 in a simple ordinal and reduce its 101. Remember I asked you, Minister Louis Farrakhan, what's that, Minister Louis Farrakhan? Right? 227, that interesting number, right? And this is just some extra stuff beside our 7 points. 93 million miles, we are told, that the sun is away from the earth. And ironically, just like 130 adds up to 227, the word 93 million also add up to 227 and also is reduced 101. Right? This is Christian science, right? Passed on to us and try to see these numbers. We don't really believe that the sun is 93 million square miles away from the earth. This is something related to the timing and the number code that they use in this murder cult. And these numbers are pointing towards you, Minister Louis Farrakhan. And we want to know, right? Is there a genuine death threat against you, or is this one of those planned false flag attacks? I am not, again, here to attack the minister personally on his personal affairs, on his domestic life. But when I go into these numbers and I get an overwhelming indication that there's something at hand, definitely there is a gun waiting to smoke on you. And the United States government is definitely behind it. And we don't want to go so far as to really think, because that would be horrible to come to the realization that the Nation of Islam would be a part of this false flag attack, right? So those dates again will become via Facebook. I'm not going to put them right here. So this is what we want to know, is that the numbers also tell us in this 227 that you, Minister Louis Farrakhan, he has the luck of the devil, because the numbers tell us that you can beat this. And if you get the right people around you, because there are some planted people within the nation that are waiting to rise up at a particular time to harm you. Be careful. Get close to the minister. If he's a genuine leader, like I think he is, get close to him and protect him. I wish no harm on this man, but the numbers indicate that, yes, you're right, they're plotting to kill you, right? And they want to take that killing and that energy that's harnessed off of the death of Farrakhan, right, to bring us into a race war so they can ultimately kill all of us anyway, because we're all on the list, Black Identity Extremists. And the numbers just don't say a lot of good stuff. It's so much more I could go into, right, with this. Just remember that the prolong adds up to 130, and our 7 points to this, right? 130 plus 7 is 137. And the kicker here is that if we take the letters Death of Farrakhan, it adds up to 137, right? This has been another New Black World Order TV breakdown. As I promised, I will come forward with this 4th part to the press conference held in Washington, D.C. on November the 16th, I think. Press conference warning to the Trump administration. And the numbers also tell us about there could be an attempt on assassination of Donald Trump also, right? Donald Trump and Minister Louis Farrakhan are in the sniper sights, right, of the CIA, the globalists, right? And those who want to stop, right? Those who are fighting to get their necks from under the feet of the boots of these oppressors. Again, this is another New Black World Order TV Productions. Chopper, chopper.